Check it out, I made a new monorail roller coaster. I've done this before where I made a roller coaster similar to this, but I used the smaller wheels at that time. That one has a full tutorial, and I'll put a link in the description of this video so you can get to that one if you want to. And I'll show that one here in just a little bit because I think there's a few people out there that have attempted to follow my tutorial, and they end up needing just a little bit more visual assistance with it, some close-ups and stuff like that. So I'll do that here in just a second. First, here's this one. So I use the candy cane wheels on this one. It uses springs to squeeze the wheels against the track, and the track, it's plastic on this one. I used a 24 stud length for the segments, and then I shrink them down and adjust them by 11.75. And it turns out that that makes a pretty darn good track without any additional little micro adjustments. The exceptions to that is when you're putting the track together, you'll end up, when you try to meet the two track pieces together, they tend to be a little out of alignment unless you're super careful, like about keeping track of things. Like I'm not that super careful. So I end up with a lot of micro pieces. And in fact, right here is one of those little sections that's all microed together. Obviously, micro's relative. They're not gigantic sections like, you know, some of this other stuff down here is. There's little bitty ones. So that actually does a twist. You can see the twist right there. And you can also see the guides, this little camera right here, and the wheels, they ride right in the middle of that twist. So that's what allows it to actually successfully go through the twist, is the fact that the twist happens right in the center, and that happens to be where the wheels are going. Oh, and there's the broken thing. So that does happen sometimes with this one. The other one that I built is a lot more stable than that. It like never breaks. This one here does have a tendency to mess up every once in a while. I haven't quite figured that all out yet, but I do want to show you about this one because at times you can run this thing for, I don't know, 10-20 minutes without it breaking. So I think it was just selecting pieces and monkeying around there a little bit, and that kind of leads to problems sometimes. So I'm going to reload this thing, and then I'm going to take the outside shell off of it and show you what that looks like. Alright, here we go. I've selected everything except for the wheels. I've actually deselected just the wheels, and I'm going to unanchor all of that stuff, and that allows me to show you the teeth. So there's the teeth up there in the air like that, and you can see that they are connected with some pistons here. And well, let's just go ahead and show all of that stuff. There it is, a lot better. There's an old wheel that's running the teeth around there, and that's how they work. And here's the switch that puts them into position, and then they're in there spinning, and you can raise them back up, and that shuts off the wheel at the same time. So let's just do this, and then I can get rid of the switch because I don't need that. And everything, the whole shell of this, the whole outside appearance, it's all plastic, and it's tied through that block right there on each one of the segments. So I can just delete that, and the whole shell falls away, and then you can see what's going on there. The reason I did not unanchor the wheels is because I want to change the spring force on the springs that are puffy like that. And I'm going to do that right now. So you can see that these springs here that help to tie the pieces together, the ones that I can't seem to select right now, because why? Because my selection tool is not selecting that one. Let's see if I can get this one. What in the world? Okay. Not sure why that's not getting selected. There it is, but oh, it's because the pieces are inside the rod pieces. Oh, that's right. So I put those inside of there. So there's actually two pieces inside here, a piece of the spring and a piece of the rod. So this combination is actually pretty neat for connecting the vehicles together. The spring has the flexibility to expand and contract as the car goes around a turn, and the rods kind of help to just be floppy connections to the spring. And I turned off match rotation on those and put them at 90-degree angle limit, so they have a lot of flexibility, and the combination of those things tends to do okay. I also have a feeling that this connection and the existence of other segments has something to do with the falling off of the track thing. because if I delete this rod and this rod like so, then this section right here will run really smoothly at wheel speed 50. So there is definitely something to that. But here's, I wanted to turn these things so you could see. Let's see, my stiffness down to, let's just do 5,000. That'll allow you to see them really nicely there. They still looks like springs, but they don't look like puffballs anymore. Okay, so on the front element here, this, let's see, this piece here, the seat and everything that's connected directly to it, I would call that kind of the core of the vehicle. And you can see that this little guide thing right here is connected right through this piece, through this piece, through this piece, and that connects it to the little guide. So the guide is connected solid to the vehicle without any springs or suspension or anything. It's just on the hinge there. And then the springs work to push out. So like this spring here is connected. This is the solid part of the core of the vehicle, and this spring's pushing out towards the outside. And it has this connected to it, and that's connected to this wheel. So it's pushing to the left, causes this wheel to slam up against the side of the track there. And that's how that works. So that works pretty good. Let me just go ahead and unanchor this section. Let's see, and I can go ahead and change this setting back to 250,000 because it does need a lot of force, and then I can go ahead and unanchor that section. And now I can run that around here and show you how that looks when it's in motion without the shroud on it. And yeah, you can see that there's the little guide rollers are in there, and yeah, okay, well that's that. I know not everybody has the candy cane wheels, so I want to show you the other design that I made. Check this out. Okay, there we go. So these springs here also have an enormous amount of tension on them. I think they were at 250,000 as well. So they look like puffballs, and they actually cover up a lot of what's going on here. But the puffiness of the coil does not interfere with anything that's in the middle of it. So this piece here, even though when you set this up to 250,000, it looks like that, that does not actually stick to the thing that's underneath it, which is the guide roller. So it actually just acts just fine. And actually doing that probably was pretty good. Let's see. I guess it pulled sideways on the main part of the vehicle when I did that. So I've anchored the wheels. So the wheels are still sitting here anchored, and so they're not going to move. And so when I did that, you saw the main body of the vehicle move to the right. And that's because it would normally pull this wheel in towards the left, and that would make this vehicle work. So here's some close-up stuff for those people who are trying to build this setup. And this one was pretty easy in a lot of ways because it has a symmetry to it. So this whole section here, let's see, there's the front section of that. I cloned this and just cloned it back and then rotated it around, and that becomes the back section. So once you've built half of this thing, you've got the other half really quickly. So that's kind of nice. Yeah, hopefully that's enough adequate views to see what you're doing there, and you can all, of course, pause the video to see what's going on. I'm not sure what angles are, more useful, but I've had a few comments on the video that I did this one on that definitely suggested people were trying to make this, and they would like to see more up close stuff, more views. So anyway, I hope you guys have a good day, and check out that video. I'll put a link in the description for you if you'd like to see the tutorial for this. Hope you guys have a great weekend and a week, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Bye.